Coming into this eye test, more excited than usual. It's your boy Dame. Subscribe to Dame's World if you haven't. If you have, then you know. You know we the truth. The same way you find diamonds, in which you gotta dig rigorously, search for the diamond, is the same way you stumble across Dame's World. I ain't popular, I ain't everywhere. The demand ain't all over the place, so you gotta search. You gotta go through the algorithms to find Dame's World. So for those who did that already, salute. Just finding me, you lucked up and found a diamond. Today is an eye test, like I said, I'm excited to do between Lamelo Ball and Lonzo Ball, the Ball brothers. Now, I'm excited for two reasons. Both of these players, of course, as you know, sons of LeVar Ball, brothers, and both exciting, fundamental players to watch. But I'm also going to break them down because I feel like the consensus opinion might have it misconstrued just a little bit in regards to Lonzo. But without rambling too much, I'm going to get right to the point. So we start the video. We'll start with scoring, or let's bring it back. We'll start with scoring. Who's the better scorer? Nice pass from Lonzo. Lamelo Ball is the better scorer. Out of 5, if you don't know in my eye test, we got a criteria. I rate 25 categories, 3 of them worth 5, 3 of them worth 3, the rest of them worth 4. It adds up to 100. You feel me? 100 out of 100 is a perfect score. Nobody's going to get a perfect score. But just to give you disclosure. So scoring out of 5, I gave LaMelo a 4.2. Great pick and roll player. Nice isolation player. Has both hands. Has good ball handle. A plethora of moves. LaMelo is officially an offensive weapon. You feel me? So the 4.2, giving it a high B, to me does it justice. Lonzo, I gave at a 3 out of 5. The reason being, Lonzo, rookie season wasn't a scorer at all. Second season, got a little bit better. So gradually he's climbing, and I believe today he's at the point to where he's essentially peaking. If not, he can get a little bit better. Whereas LaMelo is just scratching the surface and is already more nuanced when it comes to scoring. His isolation game is more profound. His offhand is more profound. He has, in my opinion, the it factor. You can just see the superstar nature in LaMelo. While Lonzo has, to me, decent, nice point guard, starting point guard in the league. So I gave Lonzo a 3 out of 5 for scoring. Melo easily wins that category. Shooting, out of 4, I gave LaMelo a 3.2. As you see, a nice pump, Euro. It's that right there. That's the it factor right there. That type of play, the impromptu, fake, Euro, get the up and under layup, is just, the variation in his game is special in my opinion. But shooting, 3.2 out of 4. He's not the best shooter. That's like a high C. But he is a decent shooter. Has an extended range, has a mid-range, has good free throw shooting. So 3.2 out of 4 I felt was fair. Lonzo, I gave a 2.7 out of 4. Now, when he first came, it wasn't even a 1. So that should tell you his level of improvement. However, he's not the natural shooter, in my opinion. That's Lonzo with another tough layup. He's not the natural shooter as his brother is. It's more of a work in progress, and he has to work hard to get a good percentage. Lonzo, I believe, in the near future will have a clip. It's just right now, rookie season, you adjusting to the range it may be. I don't know if in overseas where he came from the range was the same, but he just has to get a little more experience in the NBA for these categories to go up. But shooting, I have him winning that as well. Passing, out of 4. LaMelo Ball, 3.8 out of 4. Excellent passer. I love watching the Ball brothers because to me they play fundamental basketball, and whenever the pass is available, they are willing, open, ready to pass and then they put flair on that motherfucker. At this stage, LaMelo to me is more into the excitement-based passes. Though they're efficient and effective, and he'll do the regular pass, but I think the 3.8 out of the reason why he doesn't get the 4 is because he's still in that young stage of making it look good. That's it. Lonzo got the 4 out of 4. Lonzo's the best passer in the league, in my opinion, with other people debating. Of course, you got LeBron. Of course, you got CP. You even have his brother, who is a 3.8 in my opinion. The thing with me with Lonzo, though, is every facet of passing. His alley-oop game has become great, be it he has Zion and other people to throw it to. Not only that, his outlet passes are Johnny on the spot money, bounce pass. Every form of passing, Lonzo Ball, in my opinion, has perfected. I've been saying this since he got into the league. He's been a top-tier passer soon as he came in. And I think we need to shout out LeVar Ball for producing these kids to have the fundamental nature that's becoming obsolete. A lot of people don't really know how to pass. A lot of people pass. A lot of people have bad timing when they pass and don't even have pinpoint accuracy. So shout out to their teachers, which is LeVar and others, for instilling that passing nature, which is why I'm fond of watching both these motherfuckers. So passing, I have Lonzo. IQ, both 4 out of 4. 4 out of 4 IQ. You seldom see them make stupid plays, bonehead plays, and plays that are not within the mathematics of the game. They have excellent timing, excellent movement, know-how of basketball. Again, shout out to LeVar Ball, because when you watch the Ball brothers, the last thing you see is a reckless abandon. Nice, as we see LaMelo pushing it. And they look similar too. Both have that upright stance when they dribble. They shot even at the release point. It goes more inward, even though Lonzo is trying to fix his shit. Let me bring it back. Bring the video back. But IQ, 4 out of 4. Defense, I gave LaMelo 2.8 out of 4. Solid defender, scrappy, like he's moving in the passing lanes. He's very active. He's just not the best one-on-one defender right now, but he's not a terrible defender. You can't just pick on him. They're underrated in length and athleticism too. So 6'3", 6'2", 180, fairly quick, can fairly jump. All it takes after that is the mind state to create a good defender. So I think LaMelo can be a good defender. He's just not there yet. Lonzo, 3.4 out of 4. Lonzo Ball is legitimately a good defender already in the league. He has great on-ball D. And again, their IQs are so high, they're going to know where to be when it comes to the passing lane and reaching and things of that nature, and help defense, weak side D, on and off ball defense. Lonzo Ball, to me, I like the way he gets up in defenders. He might press you up past half court. His his defensive slide and his footwork is just something that he's worked on to where he's prided in being a good defender, and he is. So 3.4 out of 4, he beats LaMelo in that category. Ball handle, LaMelo got the better ball handle. LaMelo got wiggle. You feel me? LaMelo has wiggle, right hand, left hand, a different toolkit than Lonzo. Lonzo is coming up on his toolkit. I'm seeing peeping Lonzo get more moves. But again, there's a difference between learned behavior and having that it factor. Naturally, you can just see how LaMelo moves, that his coordination and his his essence is just more crafty than Lonzo. So for ball handle, I have LaMelo at a 3.5. I had Lonzo at a 3 out of 4, which is a C average. Not a bad ball handler, but not the most flashy. He's much more stiff in his approach, and his left hand is more deficient. So in turn, he handles the ball at a lesser, or not a lesser rate, but at a less effective or efficient rate when evading a defender. So handle, I had LaMelo. Finishing at the rim, LaMelo 3.1, Lonzo 2.9. Now, Lonzo is more likely to bang on a nigga, get up there. So he gets more credence in that realm than LaMelo, and LaMelo could too, sneak attack dunk. These motherfuckers right there. I forgot. You feel me? I ain't been paying attention. But he'll do a sneak attack dunk too. Both of these are sneaky athletic motherfuckers. But the reason why I gave it to LaMelo opposed to Lonzo, finishing at the rim with both hands, layups. Lonzo has never had great touch at the rim, and then he's more of the push the tempo type of player to where he'll go full speed ahead, so his control won't be there, and as a consequence, he might throw it hard off the backboard or just might not finish with the touch in which LaMelo does. So finishing at the rim, even though Lonzo might pipe on you first, I have LaMelo Ball just for the nuanced and up and unders and the left hand layups. Where are we going now? That was finishing at the rim. Driving at the rim. LaMelo 3.3 out of 4. Lonzo 3.0 out of 4. Lonzo, as we see right there. Good example. Straight line player. So evading a defender is not his strong suit. More likely a pick and roll transition type player Lonzo Ball is. Whereas LaMelo is a pick and roll / isolation player. So evading his defender and getting to the cup is something that's going to be and even is his mainstay today. As you see the pump fake, the Euro, and the floater, right? Johnny on the spot, right? I must be tapped in today because as soon as I say the shit, they do the shit. Nice pull. So driving at the rim, again, I have LaMelo slightly edging Lonzo. Post play, I haven't seen LaMelo post. So out of 4, I gave him a 1.9, which is a fail. So not high, but I'm assuming if he puts his back to the basket, he can do something. So he's not at a 0. While I have Lonzo at a 2.8. Lonzo has been working on his post play. Littler defender on him. He will back you down and shoot a post fadeaway and find some degree of success, passing out the post and even finishing over the top of your head. So Lonzo wins that category, 2.8. Athleticism, 4 out of 5 LaMelo, which is a B minus. Decent athlete, underrated athlete. And again, it's relative to the league. So they're B average compared to Gordon Hayward, you know what I'm saying, who's a lower athletic motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? So it's not 5 out of 5 LeBron type, but I gave LaMelo the 4, and then I gave Lonzo the 4.2, meaning he's slightly more athletic in my opinion. I think they both run moderate. They don't have wheels, but Lonzo puts an emphasis on pushing the ball more, so I see his speed more. And as far as jumping, I feel like Lonzo has a little bit more bounce than LaMelo and is at this stage stronger. So athleticism, I gave him the slight edge. Transition, 3.5 out of 4 for LaMelo. Great transition player, passing specifically and running the floor and knowing where to be. You know, point guards have to be keen when it comes to spacing, knowing when to get to the middle, knowing when to go to the corner. LaMelo and Lonzo both do this shit excellent. Nice pass. So I gave transition LaMelo 3.5 out of 4. Lonzo I gave 4 out of 4 though. Why? Because as a point guard, I respect the emphasis to always push the ball, to always get it up. And Lonzo does that so frequently. And while doing that, he's the catalyst. He's the head of the snake. So he's going to find an open man when he's pushing with that emphasis. Lonzo Ball, in my opinion, is at his best when the Pelicans are pushing and running. And then if not pushing and running, I need to see him on a pick and roll. We don't want Lonzo Ball isolating and putting him in that position too much. That's not his strong suit. Where LaMelo might be a different story. I want LaMelo, hey, clear that motherfucker out sometimes. So, transition, I gave it to Lonzo. Rebounding, I had LaMelo at a 2.7, Lonzo at a 3.0. I don't know stats off the top of their head, but both of them are decent rebounders. Both of them probably get 5 to 7 a game. I just have Lonzo, be it that he's more athletic, to slightly propel over his little brother with a couple points ahead. So Lonzo with the rebounding. Isolation, I gave Lonzo a 2.4 out of 4. Like I said, he's not a decent isolation player. In the post, he might get you a couple times. Ball handling, he's rarely going to elude you aside from a straight line type of play. Where LaMelo I gave at a 3.4. That's what he does. He will elude you in the isolation. He does have the wiggle. He does have a nice step back array in a game. And mind you, Lonzo is getting these things too. It's just, be it the older brother and be it that it's coming late, you're seeing the nature of Lonzo is not to have these things, even like that pull up right there. Lonzo's, the last 2 years, has been showing that he can shoot, which is why I didn't give him no low rating, but I'm not ignoring the history in Dame's world. I've seen him be a terrible shooter. You feel me? So it's not to say Lonzo can't get his own bucket, but it's to say it's not his cup of tea. Off-ball offense, they both get a 3. Again, with the IQ, they know where to be, know how to move. They're going to find themselves open just off the nature of their ball movement or their body movement off the ball, knowing where to be, knowing how to move. All this shit is mathematics, synchronicity. So these players play within the flow of the game, and as a consequence, they'll find themselves open or find themselves diving on a hard cut for a free layup. So 3 out of 3. Offhand, Lonzo 2.5 out of 4. I rarely see him use his offhand. Nice step back. I rarely see him. Ooh, he missed. I rarely see him use his offhand, and which is why I gave him a D average on the offhand, whereas LaMelo, right there, oh, nice pass, always uses his offhand. You catch him dribbling with his left frequently, finishing with his left frequently. So I gave him a 3.2 out of 4. In due time, it'll probably even be higher because he looks like one of those players who's been practicing his offhand since a young pup. Crossover, 3.3 for LaMelo out of 4. Decent cross. I like his bag, just a regular cross, a step back cross, a double. I like his array of moves to evade defenders. Even that Euro, in a sense, is a cross. Whereas Lonzo is 2.9. Like I said, straight line player, less evasive. Nice step back from LaMelo. Less evasive and just not the premier ball handler in this league. Triple threat, I gave LaMelo 3.1. I gave Lonzo 2.8. LaMelo, just for the simple fact that in isolation play, this is something that he's going to be better at, and he is already decent at when he does play. And Lonzo, his triple threat is less effective. It's more so, okay, if I'm in the triple threat position, I'm more likely waiting for a pick. Where LaMelo or Lonzo is more waiting for a pick. Where LaMelo is more, if I triple threat, I'm about to think of a couple things to do to your ass. So just LaMelo gets that. Triple threat is a subset of isolation. So LaMelo on that. Killer instinct. I have LaMelo at 3 out of 4 because just me observation in these games, I see his mind state. Winner's mind state. Not unprepared, ready for these moments. I see that in LaMelo early. I could be presumptuous, but that's just what I see. I think he has the mind state and the potential to be a killer in this league. Lonzo, 2.5 killer instinct. I've seen Lonzo his whole career. So, be it that his playing style naturally is passive, whereas LaMelo's is more scoring oriented, I feel like it kind of lessens his killer instinct as far as what I'm able to see. So that means I'm not saying Lonzo doesn't want to win or is scared of these moments. It's just that when these moments arise, his natural passing nature comes into play. It's fourth quarters where I'd be like, where the fuck is Lonzo Ball? Or fourth quarters where Lonzo is even more so on the bench because of lack of productivity or can't hit a 3 in a corner, especially in his early years. You know what I'm saying? So with that killer instinct, I had to lower him. Overall skill, I gave Lonzo a 3.8. Very skilled on the defensive end. Very skilled passer. It's just offensively, when you start breaking down the nuances, you're going to start tallying and tacking off things in which Lonzo clearly doesn't have as good as LaMelo. So I gave overall skill to LaMelo at a 4.2 out of 5. Another 5-point category. LaMelo, again, like I said, nice left-hand pass. But LaMelo is just more nuanced. He has better handles. He has better footwork. He has better left hand. So just when you start reeling off skill set, better step back, better crossover, better around the back dribble. When you start reeling these things off, it's apparent who is more skilled, in my opinion, of the brothers. Sustainability, this is a good one. I gave LaMelo 3 out of 4. He got injured a couple times this year. Looks like he might have little banged up injuries to where he missed a week or two consistently through his career. But I gave him a 3 out of 4 because I ain't seen yet too much to say he's not durable. But Lonzo I gave him a 2.5 out of 4. Every year is something with Lonzo. Small. Maybe these niggas don't be hitting the weight room like that. I don't know. But Lonzo got injured, I think, his first year, his second year, and third year, I want to say. I don't know if he was injured this year, missing some games. I'm sure he probably missed a couple. But his sustainability hasn't been perfect, which is why I gave this as a default to LaMelo. It's still time to tell on LaMelo's sustainability. Clutch, I gave LaMelo 2.5 out of 4. Again, it's just what I seen this year from him, a performer in the clutch. Not saying he just hit game winner after game winner, but he's going to be there and he's going to be effective in the clutch. Whereas Lonzo, I gave a 2 out of 4. His effectiveness in the clutch, I haven't seen nearly as much. I would like to see more effectiveness for Lonzo in the clutch. I actually root for Lonzo Ball consistently because I like his style of play, and people be curving him like he weak or something. He is not weak in my opinion. Hustle, I gave them both a 2. Grit, I gave them both a 1 because neither of these players are gritty, grimy. And team player, I gave them both 3 out of 3, perfect scores. Who wouldn't want to play with somebody passive, young, exciting, pushing the ball, and selfless? Both these players are selfless as you can get. So, team player, I gave him 3 out of 3. And coachability, I gave him 3 out of 3. I don't see these players being without discipline. I don't see them being back talkers. I don't see them being players who hold too much of an ego and an attitude when they play. But I'm not in these locker rooms. It's just my observation from the outside looking in. And that wraps up my 25 categories. So in its totality, what do we have? After tallying all of these bitches up, LaMelo Ball gets a score of 77.7 out of 100, which means he's a 3.1 out of 4 in Dame's world. The player standard is 4 out of 4. He's a 3.1 out of 4, which is a decent high C. Now, rookie year. So being a high C rookie year means you can be a high B, A player potentially if you improve, tack up these notches in Dame's world, which I think Lonzo has the potential to do so. Like I said, that je ne sais quoi, baby, that it factor is, to me, something that you have to have with discernment. You can't see it on the paper. Lonzo probably averaged more points than LaMelo this year, but you have to be able to discern and see why he's not a better scorer. Eye test shit, baby. So I have him at a 77.7, and I have Lonzo at a 75.4. So 2.3 points below his brother. Now, 3 out of 4. 3.06 out of 4 was his overall. Now, I do think LaMelo is better. I think it is arguable right now with the nature of Lonzo's defense and his maturation, be it he's older. But as far as who I'm taking, even right now, and especially when they blossom, it's going to be LaMelo Ball. I even think early on in his career right now, he has not only better potential, but given a different role. Like Charlotte has a lot of heavy guards. You got Rozier, Graham. You even got Hayward sometime handling the ball. He's not going to be thrusted that role to be the guy, but I think in the future, he will be that guy. So, overall, I had LaMelo being better than his big brother, but in saying that, it's not a bad thing. LaMelo is good. Lonzo is good. LaMelo, in my opinion, just has the potential to be really good, while Lonzo can be pretty good. Pretty good and a very decent starting point guard that you need. So, there you have it. 75, Lonzo. 77 or 75.4 Lonzo Ball, 77.7 Lamelo Ball. I got Lamelo. Let me know your thoughts, your comments in Dame's World. I think this is a good one, and I think Lonzo don't get the credit that he deserves, or he gets too much flack. You know what I'm saying? Be it maybe it's the LeVar Ball thing that people have scrutinizing him, or the second pick being on the Lakers to where that microscope was on him. But let's not act like he's not a legitimate point guard in the NBA. And that's it for the day. It's your boy Dame. Let me know your thoughts, your comments, and if you want to support in any, because people always ask me to do certain videos. If you want me to do, I'll put a deal with you niggas, because I'm not going to get to all of them. If I don't want to do your video and you want me to do your video, you can individually Cash App request a video that you want done. That's my proposition for niggas. Whatever your denomination is, I'm not even giving y'all a price. If you want a specific video, minimum $5. Don't be giving me $1, nigga. Don't give me $1, nigga. You got $5 minimum on Cash App, and I can fuck with y'all video if y'all want the request popping like that. But it'd be too much requests for me to get to them all. So, you want to support in that way, go ahead. Otherwise, subscribe, like, comment, share, get through the algorithms. It's your boy, Dan.